Hi, it's Tony Charrett with Hand of the Day from Thursday, the 24th of June. And here we're playing, I'm playing with Mick against Andy and Annette. And here we go. So North, Mick opens one spade. Now, I haven't got 10 points. I've got a fairly flat hand. I've got some choices here. One no trump is 6 to 9 without 4 spades. I've also, Mick, got the possibility of bidding 2 no trump, showing 9+ points with at least 3 spades. But I think this is a particular horrible hand. 4 small diamonds doesn't fill me with great hope. And I haven't any 10s, and I've only got 1 ace. I don't like this hand much. So I sandbagged a little bit with 1 no trump. And then Mick bids 2 hearts. Now, all of a sudden, my hand looks a lot better because the Queen of Hearts is now good value because partner's got at least 4 of those. Queen Jack of Spades was always good, but now looks even better, and the Ace of Clubs. So I jumped to 3 spades. Now, Mick knows almost exactly what I've got because I'd have bid 2 no trumps with 9 points and a slightly better hand. So I must have 8 or 9 points with 3 spades. If I had 4 spades, I'd have raced to start with. So the auction's fairly informative, and Mick passes. So now I wish I'd bid 2 spades, don't I? But there we go. So what's going to go on next? So what we get is that Annette leads the 7 of spades, and let's see what Mick's got. So now Mick has to play this hand properly, otherwise we're going to get a bad result. So from his perspective, we seem to have 5 top spades. The Ace of Clubs is 6. And there's no hope of any other tricks outside hearts, so he needs to make 3 of them. So how can he make 3 spade tricks? Now, the 7 of spades implies there's a balanced hand. Now, it's unlikely that Annette's got a singleton heart on this because she'd probably have led it, even if it was the ace. So I think we can be fairly sure that Annette has 2 hearts and so on. So off we go. So Mick wins the Ace of Spades and draws trumps ending in dummy, which is a good idea. And now he leads small towards the King of Hearts or King Jack of Hearts, and that wins. So this is a good thing. I think whatever thing you're playing, that's the best way to start this, given what's happened here. Now, you've got further options. You can play a small heart to the Queen. You can play a small heart to the 9. If you lost the ace, you might play a small heart to the 9, or you can carry on as he did. So what he did next was very good. King of Clubs, can't duck this. He must take this with the Ace of Clubs, otherwise he gets forced in the North hand in diamonds, which is no good. And then he carries on with the 9 of Hearts, and the Ace of Hearts appears, and his difficulties are over because he has. He can rough something when they make him rough. He can cross the Queen of Hearts. He can rough something else to get back to hand. So it's important not to lose the lead. So what did that do? So he scored 140. There were 2 players that scored 140 playing along similar lines. Now you say, well, what's the difference between what he did and what's possible? Well, he found it worked for him, but it works in other ways. So the line he played is something about 61%. So that's quite good, really, isn't it? 61%. Now, if he'd simply played hearts from the top, it's about 50-50. And if you play a heart to the 9, it's worse than that. So that's about 45%. Now, you say, well, that doesn't make much difference, is it? 6 or 7%. Who cares? But you imagine if your score over the morning or over the afternoon or whatever was increased by 6 or 7%. You'd love to have that, wouldn't you? Imagine all your scores are increased by that amount. Now, I'm not saying the opportunities present themselves on every hand, but the better you play these, the better you do it. Now, the theory is here, normally you lead towards the King, you lead towards the Jack, so you're leading towards honours, and you hope for that the 10's doubleton or the ace pops up, or they're 3-3, and that's basically it. So that gets you 61%. So well played, Mick. Got that absolutely right. Now, another thing is poor Robin, who was Robin Clark, who was playing this hand as well, didn't manage to make. He only made 2 spades, and the reason he only made 2 spades was because Annette led the king of spades. Now, why? Not Annette, because he had the king of clubs led against him. Why on earth would anybody do that? And the answer was because West bid the club suit. And that destroys the timing for what he wants to do, because if he wins the ace of clubs, heart to the king, there's some danger in this, but not a lot, a heart to the king. Now he draws 3 rounds of spades ending in dummy and plays another heart. He's running, he could be he could be going off if the spades are 4-1, and he hasn't got a late entry back to hand. So he played it correctly by playing a small heart to the queen, going for the 50-50 shot, and this time he was unlucky. So there we are. Look at the way you should play each suit. There's on the Caterham website, there's a how you should play each suit bit in our resources section. The other thing to note, of course, is you have to take into account the bidding and the play so far. So if Annette had opened, if Andy had opened, for instance, a bid 3 clubs over one spade, over one no trump, the odds change significantly, because if he's got all the clubs, it means that Annette's more likely to have the 10 and the ace or 10 of hearts. So there we go, playing with the odds there. So that's Tony Church with Hand of the Day for Thursday, the 24th of June. Well played, Mick.